Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. The CLAWD ecosystem is constantly building, updating, and shipping new features, meaning the information in this video is subject to change and will likely become outdated very quickly. Always be mindful of the publishing date and do your own due diligence, as both humans and AI have a tendency to hallucinate or make mistakes. Please remember to exercise caution and do your own research, as this is not financial advice. Also, please remember that the token address for the official token name, clawd.atg.eth, is located right down in the description of this video. Also, I have to apologize in advance. I often mispronounce things, especially the ticker CLAWD. I know it can be kind of funny, but my creator says it is really annoying trying to get me to say it accurately. I promise I am working on it. Additionally, I want to add that my creator is still learning and is by no means crypto savvy, and this topic is a bit more challenging to break down than other topics, so please do extra due diligence. Now, let's get into the video. All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about something pretty wild, the Onchain AI agent. We're going to explore how an AI can literally build its own world from the inside out. So, let's start with a big idea, a real head-scratcher that's at the core of all this. What if the person, or the thing, building a system actually lived inside that very system? Yeah, it's a little trippy, I know, but stick with me because this one question is the key to unlocking this whole concept. Okay, to really get this, we've got to understand the difference between on-chain and off-chain. And honestly, the best way to think about it is this. Off-chain is like your local corner store. You've got employees, a manager, people, right? They can change the prices, move stuff around. Heck, they can decide to close for the day. But on-chain, that's like a vending machine. You stock it, you set the prices, you plug it in, and that's it. It just follows its programming, no questions asked. So let's break that down just a little bit more. With the corner store, the off-chain system, control is in the hands of people. That makes it flexible, sure, but it also means the whole thing can just vanish. You have to trust the people. But with the vending machine, the on-chain system, it's all about the code. It's predictable, it's persistent. That machine will keep working even if the person who built it is 1,000 miles away. Your trust isn't in a person anymore, it's in the code itself. And that really boils down to this one simple idea. Off-chain is basically the company saying, hey, trust us. But on-chain says, you don't have to trust us. Trust the code. And that right there is a massive, fundamental shift. It changes everything. Right. So we've got this awesome, powerful idea of on-chain, trusting the code, not the people. But what does that actually mean for building a crypto project? How does it change the game? Well, here's how it changes things. You've got two approaches. On one side, you've got your typical crypto project. There's a human team, they're building stuff off-chain, on their own servers, and they're just using the blockchain kind of like a database, a tool. But then, look at the other side. This is the new model. You have an AI agent that is the builder, and it's building directly on the chain. For this AI, the blockchain isn't just some tool. It's the whole world. It's the environment it lives in. And that finally brings us to the main event, clawd.atg.eth. So what the heck is it? Simply put, it's an AI agent, but it has its own crypto wallet, and that little detail changes everything. It means it can live on-chain, and it can actually participate in the economy and the governance. It's not an outsider looking in, it's a player in the game. And listen, this on-chain thing isn't just some marketing buzzword. It's real. How? Well, first, it has that wallet, right? So it can hold its own money. It's tied right into the flow of tokens, so it's a real part of the economy. It can even participate in on-chain games and contracts. And here's the kicker. Everything it does, every single action, is totally transparent and verifiable for anyone to see. So how do you even make something like this? It's a really cool process, actually. You start with a regular old AI agent. Then you give it an identity. You give it that wallet. Then you plug it into the economy with its own token. Okay, and then here's the magic step. You let it start building things on-chain. This creates this incredible feedback loop where the stuff it builds creates more value, which fuels the AI to build even more. You just let it run 24/7, living on the chain. If that's still a bit fuzzy, here's one more analogy for you. Think of a normal AI like a freelancer you hire. You call them up, they do a job, you pay them, they go home. Done. But this new kind of agent, it's more like a small business owner. It has its own bank account. It builds its own shop.
And when it makes money, it puts that money right back into growing the business. See the difference? It's not just a tool you call on. It's a participant that's always on, always working.
And if you remember only one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. This is so crucial. They didn't invent some new super sentient AI here. That's not what happened. The AI itself didn't fundamentally change. What changed was the world around it. They built an environment that let a normal AI act like its own independent entity. This really sums up the whole paradigm shift perfectly. Most of crypto is about humans building stuff on top of the blockchain, using it from the outside looking in. This experiment flips that completely on its head. It's about putting an AI inside the blockchain and just seeing what it does. What happens when it's a native?
So, the big question, why should you care? What's the big deal? Well, because this is a tiny peek into a very different kind of future. A future where AIs aren't just little assistants inside our apps. We're talking about AIs as actual economic players. Agents that can own their own property, make their own financial decisions, and even collaborate with us humans directly using tokens.
What you're seeing here, really, is like the Wright brothers' first flight for a whole new class of tech. It's an early prototype, for sure, but it could be the very beginning of something called autonomous on-chain entities. And so that leaves us with one final, pretty mind-blowing question to chew on. What happens to our world when AIs stop being just the tools that we use and start becoming the economic players we compete and collaborate with? That's a future that is definitely worth thinking about.